Hello guys, thanks for being here so late, so I went back to an empty room. So let's make it quick. My name is Tom, and some time ago I decided to launch AI first automation business. So far the only part of this plan that worked is AI first, but that's exactly what I'm going to talk about today. Namely, I was able to use Cursor and Cursor rules specifically to reliably create some actual useful and large code snippets that I then can reuse in multiple projects. And I was able to achieve that thanks to iterative improvement, or improving the Cursor rules in iterative process. So we'll quickly walk you through this. I think that Cursor rules are a very understated solution that not many people mention. And I think that's simply the one most powerful feature of Cursor. And one of the reasons I keep coming back to Cursor, like I miss this in other tools, even though there are many. The reason for that is the Cursor rules are granular, can be and should be. This leads us to other points. They are easy to create and manage, easy to refine, and they should be kept small and concise. So, not sure what's the state now, but some time ago, people were trying to come up with the best prompt for Cursor or any other coding agent for that matter. And how can we approach that? Yeah, let's create one gigantic prompt that contains all the knowledge about our project. Design patterns, tech stack requirements, our preferences, etc. There is, for instance, this page called Cursor directory, when you can go and grab ready prompts. I got this one. It's like 500 lines in total. Everything, multiple frameworks. So that's a tech stack, some workflow, calling API, and much more. Design patterns and a whole lot of code snippets. So that's very bloated to begin with. But then there are other problems. If you want to get this prompt or write this prompt from scratch, it's difficult to customize such a large prompt to your needs. And often if you change one part of it, then suddenly agent may lose track of all this. This prompt loses its coherence and may lead to some unexpected results. So it's very slippery. But even if you take a lot of time to polish your massive prompt, it's still impossible to anticipate all the possible problems. Sooner or later, errors happen, and you need to deal with them anyway. And no agent will be able to handle that everything in advance. Another issue with this kind of prompt, this kind of huge monolithic prompt, is that it's difficult to reuse this prompt in other projects if one of these frameworks or just type of the project or any other guidelines change, then you need to create a new prompt from scratch probably, and cannot rely on this one. So my approach that I took a long time ago is to build prompts step by step, and Cursor rules allow exactly that. Yeah, so I think this graph shows that pretty clearly. The great advantage of Cursor rules is that they can be not only applied to specific file extensions, so specific languages, but also some domains, yeah, I can have different rules for REST API or scripts or different models of our project, but also guidelines for agent about the process, launch scripts, and our policies, etc. And this is all applied to our context automatically based on wildcard paths or globs. So that's another advantage that Cursor has over CLI tools. It takes no time once you set it up to choose the right rules for your specific use case, depending on the files that are currently open. You don't need to type or select anything once it's configured correctly. Yeah, so my advice is to split rules into small reusable parts that you can just mix and max and switch between projects. And also they are easy to version and exchange or move to another projects. Personally, I keep all of them in monorepo so I can reuse them in sub projects. Yeah, and it compounds over time. Okay, so let's be more specific. Is anyone familiar with Marimo Dashboards? One guy mentioned Jupyter notebooks. So Marimo Dashboards were meant to replace them, and they have many advantages. Namely, they allow fancy widgets, real-time operation, and controls like buttons, all kinds of sliders. So that's their advantage. But there are also many problems. First of all, as you didn't hear about it, LLMs didn't either, because that's a new framework from 2024. So relatively fresh knowledge, and design patterns for this can be quite tricky. Yeah. Then there are quite complex interactions between the cells. Maybe I should just switch to this and show you a simple example. Okay. Yeah, so this is the simplest example I can think of. So let me show that. So there are some scripts, very simple scripts, as I said. It's a trivial example. And there are some parameters I can load from .env. There is a custom console at the bottom. But most importantly, it all fits on one page and documents the process, like what I was trying to test, how I was trying to test it, what were the results, and I can see everything at a glance. Of course, if I had to create all of that on my own, or even design such widget on my own, it would make no sense. It would take much more time than this solution saves. However, if we can use coding agent to generate such widget on a fly, well, that suddenly begins to make sense. That's another example. More steps, and the process is explained here step by step. and it's all configurable. I have also more advanced use cases like real-time push-to-talk button. Also, data science guys use Marimo for all kinds of fancy graphs and plots, but that's not the point of this presentation. The problem is this dashboards can be quite lengthy, like this one-page dashboard is over 400 lines, and models still may have some problems with getting all the requirements, like all the dependencies between different cells, and especially when real-time cells are involved, it's difficult for a model to figure it out. But after many steps of refinement, which I will demonstrate later, I was able to come up with a concise set of rules which walks agent step by step through everything it needs to do, like how to construct UI, how to manage interactions, interactive elements, what are the dependencies between elements, and etc. Typical problem solutions, and it all fits in 170 lines. And now code 4.5 is able to one-shot that, and suddenly this makes this kind of workflow much more reasonable. So now Marimo Dashboards are my go-to solution for as a wrapper for any kind of tests or just dashboards or scripts. So I have everything in one place, and one technology covers it all. But some months ago, it just wouldn't be feasible. Okay, so how did I achieve to do that? Let me walk you through the process. Well, first of all, like we don't rush with writing huge prompt instantly. We develop code as usual. Then we run into issues like something we didn't anticipate, but also something that agent got wrong. Then we just make a report of these issues. Agent does that for us. And then we use this feedback to refine the rules. And that's iterative process with human in the loop. In this example, this is the loop and I am the human. Okay, so that's another take on same flow, I think. Maybe I should take you to examples and show actual prompts. I'm not sure if you can see it, but I will try to make it larger. Not enough fingers. Okay, I won't. Anyway, I hope you can see that. Well, this is a custom comment that we already mentioned. This one is pretty simple. It refers to another rule, which basically explains output format, like what kind of info should be included. And this kind of info is, first of all, what was the problem? Like what solution did we attempt and but failed? What was the final working solution we found out? And finally, how to prevent this kind of issue in the future. So one / comment is enough to generate such report, and LMs are generally good at generating, especially after we figured it all out, not before. So that was one step. One of two, actually. There is also, do I have this one? It's so simple, I don't need to show it to you. One sentence prompt that it's not my idea, but it works wonders. And it goes like that. Ask agent, like, what kind of prompt and what kind of context would you need to one-shot this task? If agent fails, if you both fail at developing something, but finally arrive at correct solution, then agent will be willing to explain like what was his problem and how would it be able to one-shot the task. Then I gather these reports in dedicated folder, .notes. Do I have whatever .notes? There are plenty. And I can use them as input data for further refinement. But of course, browsing through all these lengthy notes would still take time, so I've got another prompt for that. Let me show you. It's here. Okay. So this is Cursor command. However, I use it in Gemini CLI free plan because it's more convenient way and I can save credits. What's the idea? So in interactive loop, the Gemini, in this case, analyzes all these nodes that I showed you. It analyzes our existing rules from given folder and checks if the issue explained in these nodes is already converted in the rules. If it is, just delete the nodes. They are not longer necessary. And if it's not, update the rules. And of course, in the interactive session, it's easy to keep track of what actually is going on. It's not fully automated process, so we can have good confidence that rules remain right and useful. But at the same time, personally, for me, it was very convenient to just go through the chat, have agent analyze large blocks of text. It's good at that. And just give me yes or no, question, delete, split, or save. And this way we can refine the rules based on actual output, actual feedback that we got during our project, actual failure points, post factum, like when agent failed or we failed because we didn't anticipate it in the first place. Yeah, so we don't make this mistake again, or agent doesn't. Okay, what else? Remove duplicates and keep prompts lean. That's more of an advice than a part of this workflow. But yeah, using small granular rules and this process, updating them piece by piece, helps that. Like, do not duplicate rules, do not bloat context, and do not waste tokens. And also is the same rule as in software engineering. Do not repeat yourself. So the shorter the prompts, the rules, the more meaning they contain, the more useful message. Well, the more useful these rules will become. And this way, our knowledge persists, like in this pyramid. This was supposed to be Cursor logo. If you can make AI generate this right, then let me know. In this way, we document our issues and solutions that we found for them based on actual experience. So effectively, Cursora learns with us. Everything we encountered would now be recorded, and agent will be aware of that and reuse that in the future. This way, over time, you build a reusable knowledge base that you can apply to different projects. As rules are modular, so and they apply only some of them apply to project when needed to files of certain extension or files in certain folder. So you can just keep all the rules in monorepo and reuse that. Okay, so this is quick summary and action checklist. Okay, I don't think it brings any more insight over this what I already covered. It's to develop, report, define. Yeah, it's just a reminder, and it's getting late, so let's finish this. Of course, if you want to learn more about AI in general and AI-based development, then feel free to follow me on LinkedIn. And that's it for today. Any questions maybe? We've got one.
So thank you for your talk. To understand your solution. So basically you, after each execution or after several executions, you create new notes file and then you process these note files to update your rules.
Yes, basically it's a good practice, like at the end of every chat where there were problems and agent didn't one-shot it. Yeah, I just run report command and agent creates a new node file. So once cursor commands were added, this is basically free process. Of course, then it takes time to review these nodes, but well, the worst can happen. You can not do that and discard them or wait for better time or better use if you don't think this report was useful. Probably if you would like to scale that to some enterprise level, we would need to think about some graph database solution instead of plain text files. But at least plain text files will work for everyone. Also, I think it's a good idea to exercise that in the team. So with team effort, it's easier to come up with a full set of rules in some reasonable amount of time. And it doesn't interrupt your natural flow, like you don't need to know it in advance. It just naturally is created as you go.
Yeah, so actually my question based on this is, some time ago I already tried something similar when, but much simpler, when I just include in my core rules file that whenever it understands that something should be updated, just update its own rules file. Did you try any simpler solution? And do you think there is something more sophisticated that can...
Yes, the problem is that that sometimes agent makes mistakes, like it doesn't update the rules as I would expect it to. And if you, after a long chat, start prompting it to fix that, come back, rewind, it becomes messy quickly. So I gave up this and I prefer this multi-step approach. It's cleaner this way. And it's not obligatory. I can just give up and do not update rules if I don't think the nodes add anything to it. So I can proceed as usual. Anybody else? Okay.
Thank
It's
you
getting late.
once more.